anxiety and excitement to the
Yeah.
physical body is
Right.
experienced as the exact same thing.
Yep.
Our brain is left to interpret what is stimulated, if you will, in the body
Right.
and try to put perception on it. Perception is highly developed by our environment, the way we grew up, the way that previous triggers. So in this context of this example, if this young man has persistently throughout his life experienced a wide variety of emotions or emotional triggers or physical stimulus as sexual arousal, it's more likely that the brain will interpret that same maybe stimulus that would actually be, if he had never been, never used porn or masturbation, would be experienced as that more true, anxiety, excitement, desire to go exercise, whatever it is, that general arousal becomes more specific, right, and narrow focus towards this one end.
Yeah.
And that interpretation, I think, is super important. Which then, so what do you do with that? Answering this question when it comes to interpretation is you have to be able to create liminal space, the space between cue and response, right?
Right.
Rather than just saying, oh, I'm sexually aroused right now, I need to redirect it. You have to create enough space to say, what is that? Because I think I know what it is, but unless I actually know what it is, I can't deploy the right response to it, which again, it
Yeah.
doesn't take that's a minute to minute thing. That's not like I need to spend an hour diving into this emotional, which I think is where a lot of men have resistance to doing that, get stuck because that feels like a huge, heavy lift. No, it's one question, long enough pause to be able to allow the answer to bubble up and to draw your awareness to it. And the more you practice it, the easier it becomes, the less friction and
Yeah.
resistance you experience to getting there. And then the ability to adjust and refocus in interpretation. Oh, actually, it's just general, like I am energized today.
Right.
And
I'm
normally
buzzing.
I wake up a lot less energized than this, right? And so I interpreted that wrongly, or my brain did in my, subconscious or in my not really paying attention to it.
Right.
My initial interpretation of it, I assumed that it was sexual. Now, there's all kinds of things I can deploy. Then, again, back to the first point, I can now deploy a process in my life to redirect that tension, that excitement, that arousal towards something that
Yeah.
will satisfy it.
Right. Yeah. The tension too. I think that it doesn't isn't necessarily negative tension. It could be this positive experience and this buzzing. Like I'm doing great. Like on Monday I had a call with a guy and he was talking about how we give the emotions wheel for guys to become aware, to name the emotion, the deeper, truer emotional experience they're having. And a lot of times it's a negative experience. But he said, he basically was like, I've just thought, he said the word, he goes, F the emotions wheel. I'm feeling great. And he goes, and when I'm feeling great, that's sometimes when I go and act out. It's
Yep.
not just when I'm in a neg and I'm trying to numb, but I'm actually doing great. I got tons of energy. I got tons of stuff flowing through me. And then he one outlet for that release of energy, because we want to release like
Right.
this energy in a way, you call it sexual energy, whatever, is like sacred energy awaiting direction. And we can either channel it towards pleasure or union, like a good thing,
Yep.
or it can become creative and we can channel it towards an act of service. So oftentimes we talk about how the negative emotional experience, discomfort, pain, underlying, particularly psychological or emotional discomfort, underlying the craving that masquerades as sexual acting out. It can also be this good experience that we're
Right.
feeling like I feel really great and really energized. And one way I know to release that is through this sexually acting out. So just wanted to highlight that too.
No, it's a super valuable point, and I think to that end, discomfort or uncomfortability could be just as useful in that scenario because it's uncomfortable, to your point, to try to stymie or to shove down all of
Right.
that energy, that
Yep.
arousal, that drive, motivation, etc., to no end.
Yep.
Right? To try to just say, well, I can't do anything with that. And the answer is no, right? That usually doesn't work for most of us, right? And so part of
Right.
this is the individual self-discovery of what are the things that I could direct myself towards
Right.
that bring that deep satisfaction of release. And certainly ejaculation is one of those things that we were created with the capacity to have that moment, but it's not the only thing.
Totally.
Right? And I think that's the value now I have to actually examine my life and say, where are the other places in my life where I have that now I can rest.
Yep.
Now I can be at peace. Now like that sense of fulfillment